Hi guys, today we will be creating a spreadsheet. We will organize our tests. So in this video, you will be learning how to create a new spreadsheet, label columns, bold headings, freeze a row, adjust column width to fit the context of a column, wrap text to keep column size manageable, format number as dates, use data validation to limit entries for a cell, use conditional formatting to emphasize specific cells, learn how to do math equations, learn how to code in Google Sheets, and learn how to make graphs. Let's start by first creating a new spreadsheet. First thing I want you to do is right click on your computer and go to Google Sheets and blank sheets. Once you have that, first thing I want you to do is create a title, My Tests. After the title, you have to add columns. So this is a column, like label the columns. So this first column, what is that column going to be about? What is column A about? I think it's going to be about tests. So what is the subject? So test or subject, but I will do test for this video. Next, we need the dates. So date, the date of the test. Now we need the status. We're going to bold the heading so it looks better, and you can do this two ways. Number one, Command B, or you can press the bold button right here. Once you have done that, you have to freeze the frame. To do this, you highlight, you go to View, you go to Freeze, and you go to Freeze one row. This will make it so if you move anywhere in the spreadsheet, you will see it. Now we have a test, but we have to create subjects. So what are the subjects we are going to be learning? There you go. So now that we have history, our subjects, the subject here doesn't look that good. So we're going to move this here so French can be seen. Because if we did not move it there and we typed anything here, we wouldn't see. We would know, is it languages? What language? French, English, Chinese? No one knows. So you're going to adjust the column width to fit the context of the column. We could do this for everything, but that doesn't look good. You're wasting the space that you have on your computer. So once you have this, you can also make this look better. You can highlight the column and then you can go to Format and then Text Wrapping and then Wrap Text. This will automatically wrap the text for you, basically organize it so everything fits in the column. Now we got to add dates. Just type down your dates right here. So now that you have all the dates, you can see that it's not the way that most people read it. If you're sharing this with your teachers so they can manage their schedule so all your tests and projects are not all combined in one day, they're not going to understand this. They're going to be like 2021, 325. And you want to make their lives as easy. So what we can do to make this automated is we highlight this, we go to Format, and then Number, and then we can turn it into this format. Everyone uses this format. Now we're going to go to Status. So there can be done. Okay, I'm going to do this soon. This test is soon. I'll study later. Do later. But we can't do that because if we have to type that all the time, do later, imagine if this is super long. But there's an easier way using data validation to limit entries for a cell. So all you have to do is right click, scroll down, go to data validation, and then list from items, and then add the items you want. Example, for me, the test is done, I want done. If the test is soon, and if the test is like I have time and all that, I'll just do later. There you go. And save. And now here you'll have this drop down menu that will allow you to pick from done, soon, and do later. But if you have, again, if you have so much, it won't catch your eye. Like, oh, I have to do that. Oh, no, it'd just be words. Like, so to catch your eye, we're going to use conditional formatting to emphasize specific cells. You can go to this two ways. Number one, you can highlight all of these, right click and go to conditional formatting, or you can highlight all of these and go to format, and then you can go to conditional formatting. Once you're there, you go to if contains, text contains a keyword. So here, done. If the text is done, then I want it to become green because green is like good. It's good, nothing else to do. And we can done and then add another rule. If text contains soon, then soon is like, oh no, it's soon, the test is gonna happen. So we can make that red and then we can press done. And last rule, if text contains do later, then we can do yellow because in a stoplight there's green, that means it's okay. Red, that means you have to stop and study. And yellow means, okay, you have time, but you're going to eventually have to go study. So now when we drop down, example, this is soon, it's going to be red. So it's going to alert me. And this is going to be due later. So I'm going to be like, okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll do it later. Now, before we learn to code in Google Sheets, we're going to have to learn math. But before we learn math, we're going to have to type this. My score, so like my score of the test, what did I get for my test? And then the number of questions, number of questions. And then we can add total right here. Total. So here you write your score and then you add how many questions are there. So basically, if you got 10 out of 20, then you write 10 here and then you write 20 here. Go write your scores. Okay, once you're done with that, we're going to have to start the math part. To get the percentage of an item, output divided by input. So your output is your score because that's how much you got, and your input is the number of amount question. So for this one, it's going to be 74 divided by 100. That's the score. But as you can see, that's going to become a decimal. That's going to become 0.74. But a percentage is out of 100. So you just multiply everything by 100. Now to do this in code, we will use simple trick. Equal. Every code in Google Sheets starts with an equal. And then 74, your score, divided by the number of questions there are, multiplied by 100. And you see 74. Now let's do this for everything. Oh no, we have decimals. And I don't like decimals. It confuses me. It confuses everyone. And when you look at this, you don't want to see decimals. So a quick way to fix this is to quickly add here a code called round up. Rounding up is when you round the number up. Let me just round up. So round up the value first and then comma by how many places. If it's 1, it's going to go 10.1. If it's 0, it's going to go 10.0. If it's like 2, it's going to go 10.11. Something like that. So we're just going to go 0 places because we don't want decimals. Oh yeah, remove the equal. And now if you put this down, then everything is in clean letters. So satisfying. After that, every school has a grading system. Example, 19 above is A, and then 90 to this number is like B. So let's add this to our system so we can quickly know our score. On my spreadsheet 2, my example, here I wrote how it works. If H2, which is this one, if it's higher than 93, then it's A. If it's higher than 90, then it's A minus. But if it's not that, and if it's higher than 87, then it's B plus. If it's higher than 83, I'm gonna quickly run you through that. If statements work like this. If equal, don't ever forget the equal. If statement, logical expression. So basically the number. If 100 is higher than 10, then say true. Then we can say nice. And if it's not, then we can do wrong. But obviously, if you're going to add titles, then you have to make them into titles because the code won't understand what a title is. Nice, because 100 is lower than 10. But if we make it 1 is lower than 10, then it's going to say wrong because 1 is not lower than 10. I meant higher than 10. This equation. Or like 10 is equal to 10. Equal to 10 is nice. But like 5 is not equal to 10, so it's wrong. So that's how if statement works. Basically what we did here is we stacked it up. So if it's not higher than 93, then it has to go down to A. But if it's still not higher than 90, then it has to go to A minus. If it's still not higher than 70, 87, then it has to go to B plus. If it's still not higher than 83, then it has to go to B, so on. So I will link this in the description, this piece of code, so you can just easily copy paste it to your spreadsheet. And then you press this button here so you don't have to repeat that, writing that code over and over again. So let's just scroll this down, and then there you go. So now we have all of that done. So we're going to create a graph like this. Highlight all the information you want to create. Highlight your total grade, and then go to insert and then charts. My favorite one is total, like this one. We can change the name to grade progress. To change the name, just double click the name part. Sorry. And then chart title, then go to grades. Grade progress. Now go to setup. Let's change the x-axis. The x-axis is this one to our grades. For example, do that, we go to the x-axis, we press this button. So now we can, let's move that around. Let's move our graph around because we don't want it in the way. To our actual grade, like see that, just highlight it and it'll automatically go here. Press OK, and now you are done. You have officially created a Google Sheet managing all your grades and all of that, knowing how to, if you're C, if you're doing good, and all of that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned from it. And I hope you guys have a more organized life. And thank you for watching. Bye, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe.